You can sing this next song about anything at all.
Welcome, any and all, to the Thursday edition of Dreaming in Paradox. I'm your host, John Olson.
And I'm your host, Jose Benutolo.
And joining us once again, is Chris Piccioni.
Hi.
Papa Piccioni.
Papa Piccioni.
Papa.
At Papa Piccioni.
Papa Piccioni, if you want to follow him.
Yes.
We'll have it
Shameless
at the
plugs.
bottom. Shameless plugs. Oh, nothing but shameless plugs. That's all we
No.
got going for us.
I love shameless plugs.
Right? Yeah. You're willing to do the show, therefore we will plug
We will shamelessly plug.
anything you want to do.
I have no
If
idea
you
what
want
it
to
is.
come on the show because you've got something you want to shamelessly plug, let us know, and we'll have you on and shamelessly plug
Yes.
whatever it is. All right, so Thursday, Friday, to be trying in the
Sense of fairness.
object of fairness, and something of fairness.
Yeah, something of fairness.
We do it by random allotment to see
Yeah.
who goes on what day.
No, to see who wins chooses who goes.
Yeah, whoever wins chooses the order we go in.
Got it.
For
so
what? Order for what?
for our topics. So we
Our
each have a
secret
topic
topic.
for Thursday and Friday. Hopefully Jose has a good one this week, and we don't have to refilm
Was it a bad
Over-
one last week?
over his topic. We may have had to.
It's the secret episode.
The last episode.
It's the lost episode.
It is the lost episode.
We already have a lost episode.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
one.
Ah,
If you behave, I'll show it to you.
mystery.
Right. The
So
problem
wait,
is
are you rock paper scissoring or odds and evens?
we're gonna odds and evens.
evens.
That's what we plan.
So
on.
I'm
Shall
gonna
I move
go-
the bottle of water
What's
out of the
our
way.
Evens.
Going evens.
Evens.
It did so well for you last time.
So,
All right. Odds. All right.
Wait, what?
So
that
it's
was a
me.
rock.
that was zero. That was zero.
Oh.
0, 1, or 2.
Because otherwise, then one of them has more. If you don't have zero, one of them has more
Yeah,
chances.
even has better
Okay.
odds.
We are intelligent.
Yeah, thought it.
Inteligente.
And if we both throw 0, then we redo it.
So then you won.
So I won.
You won.
Um,
You want to break the pattern?
I am going to break the pattern. I'll
Break
go
the
first.
pattern. Yes.
I'll go first because it's a good segue from the end of last episode.
I like it.
Because
I dig
my
it.
topic is also about travel. So I kind of stopped him selfishly because I didn't want him to steal my topic.
Aw, I'm sorry.
That makes
Um,
sense. That makes sense.
It's okay. We'll just, this way we can kind of keep it going, even though we took a little break.
Okay.
In the future, if we want to just go really long, we could always just cut the episodes
Into
in
two.
post. Yeah, just split it in half later.
We could do that.
Yeah, future. Keep it in mind.
Future.
If we
inevitable.
want to keep the flow going.
The future is inevitable.
It is. The future's coming, and it's here, and it's gone.
It's yes.
Oh.
So
There is-
so
there you go.
travel.
So I wanted to know what are like your favorite spots in the world. We've all traveled outside of the country, so I think I want to keep it to outside of America.
I live outside of the country.
You lived outside of the country.
you live outside of your country.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like this concept.
I
Well-
mean the one that we're in now.
Well, places that we've been or places that we want to go.
We'll start with places we've been,
Yeah.
Okay.
and maybe we can get
Segue.
into where you want to go.
Yeah.
Because there's lots of places I want to go.
Lots.
But I want to know, like, what are the coolest, best place you've been, or maybe just like favorite memories you've had in foreign lands, far
So
away,
no
far
domestic
from home.
places.
Yeah,
Far,
we'll get
far
outside
away.
of the states,
Hmm.
and maybe for you, we'll also say outside of Venezuela.
Yeah.
You can't. So I'm sorry, you got 2 places you can't pick, but you've been lots
That's
of
fine.
places. I
It's
know.
totally fine. It's totally
So
fine.
would you like to go first?
No, I would like you to go first.
Oh, I want to go first.
You don't want to go first?
Okay, I'll go first. Far away. I mean, out of states. I mean, Hawaii is technically a state, but it's really far out of the way.
That's true.
But I do love Hawaii, but most recently, Norway.
Norway,
Norway.
my people.
Peace people.
My
Yeah.
people. I need to go to
people.
Norway.
You need to. You'll feel like
One of
home.
my 3rd, 4th cousins might even be watching.
He should be watching.
Anita, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your last name, and it's terrible because it's clearly a
Is
relative.
it like a really crazy Norwegian name?
It's just got
Oh,
weird letters in
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly.
like the O's with the limestone.
Yeah, it's got the
and
O with the
stuff.
limestone.
Yeah,
It's very Viking.
very Viking.
It's very
very
Viking.
Viking. But
but yeah, so that's my homeland, and I haven't been there.
Really?
But we've been like attempting to plan a trip. I just can never afford it.
now Norway is, if you ever look at a map, it's a lot freaking bigger than you think it is.
Okay.
It looks like it's like this big, but
Yeah,
you
it's
don't
like a little
realize it
sliver.
actually goes up and over.
Yeah.
So it's huge. Now I went to the most southern part of Norway. I went to an island called Teom. TJ.
Oslo's pretty far south in Norway, right?
Well, you fly into Oslo.
Yeah.
So I went to Oslo, took a train for 2 hours, and went down to Teom, which is like a little island that you have to drive over a bridge to get to. And to be honest, I loved it. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
What time of year did you go?
I went in April.
So it was like what, like
Spring?
Same weather as here.
Same weather?
Yeah.
Spring?
Springtime, like late winter, early spring.
Gotcha.
Absolutely gorgeous. But you see the transition like here, where everything's just changing to really commercial, really modern things, where over there it's just happening now. Like they're just starting to transition. They're going like
Interesting.
like generational stuff that used to get passed down, like, oh, you should garden and you should learn how to do this and you should learn how to make a Viking ship, which I saw when I was there, and it was
Yes.
awesome. I saw
We should make a
them
Viking ship,
recreating by hand with all the original tools old Viking ships.
That's so cool.
Which
That
is
is
like
very cool.
badass.
That's so
like
cool.
actually lacquering them like with a rag and using the old 2-man saws to like cut the wood
We should
and
do that
everything.
and document it. Or like go document it
do-
and just be a part of it.
we should go with
Yeah.
you and then build a Viking ship.
Yeah, I want to build a Viking houseboat. So we'll start with a traditional ship, and then we'll build like a little rooftop area so that we can sail around on it and sleep on the
Yeah,
boat.
no,
sleep
we
on
should.
the boat,
This
yeah.
is what we should
We
go.
may have to.
They actually
We
do.
may have to retrofit it with a motor.
They actually do Viking boat races
That's
on
cool.
some
Rowing?
of the rivers, yeah.
That's amazing.
Which is phenomenal. But so with the traditions, they don't pass them down as much anymore because now all the new generation is like, I want less maintenance, so just don't even do like this.
I've got the internet now.
Yeah, and
over.
of course they're huge in abundance of oil. Norway's a huge
Yes.
oil exporting
Yes.
country.
Makes sense.
And
So it's
they
nice to
have
be
the
oil rich.
and everything is built with wood because obviously they have the abundance of trees there.
Yes.
The only thing that I regret doing and not having enough time for is going to northern Norway, where all the fjords are, all the mountains, and all the crazy auroras and everything.
Is that tundra?
That's what's that?
Tundra, isn't it? It's a tundra. It will be like tundra, the kind of land that is in north.
No, it's
northern Norway.
all mountains and glaciers and ice and like
Oh, wow.
if you're like a true Norwegian that's like never been out of never into civilization, you live in northern Norway. Like they're crazy up there, but you always see like famous photos from certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to go there, but it's like you'd have to fly into Oslo and then take like I think it's a 9-hour train ride to get
9 hours.
yeah, to northern Norway. It's like insane, but it's supposedly from any photo I've seen and any videos, it looks breathtaking, like absolutely.
It probably is.
breathtaking.
Probably is.
But I loved it there. It was so beautiful.
You're filming, right? Did you
in
film it?
Norway?
Yeah. did
No,
you
I
film
just
it?
went on
Oh,
vacation.
you just went on vacation.
Yeah, I had a friend there, so I was like, free stay. Pfft, I'm there. Like, how could you not take up free stay?
If we ever do this and go to Norway and build
Build a ship.
build a ship, can we just try at least to go plunder and
Go raiding.
raiding
You
and
wanna go
plundering?
a Viking?
Let's go to England and then plunder and raid.
then we'll go-
And then somebody in England will be like, I haven't seen this
go a
in so
Viking.
many years. The
Well-
Nords are coming.
They're here. I mean, really, then we should.
Should plunder.
We could go down into Europe, but we could hit like Ireland. They were some of the first places to
Yeah,
hit, right?
yeah,
The
yeah.
British Isles.
We hit that.
Yeah.
They would just, they
And
wouldn't
we
know
take their
what's
stuff.
They
We just
wouldn't
take
know
their
what's
stuff.
And what
We got to
was
hit a
kinda-
church then. 'cause
Yes, of
that's
course.
really what they did.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
church
they hit the
and-
Because
church.
they had like they would just steal the artifacts.
do that.
What was crazy too, and you would know about this because you're a crazy history buff. But I was learning from my friend over there that she was telling me that there is such a German influence in the country because during World War II, the Nazis actually snuck into Norway, and they would start hunting out for Jews and everyone else. And a lot of the German soldiers fell in love with Norwegian women, so they actually snuck out of the army and
stay with
started
them?
a family, and then eventually they found
AWOL.
out and were like, nope, gotta go, and they would drag them back to Germany, and
wow.
they'd have to leave all these families and stuff.
It's crazy.
That's
And so
crazy.
the Norwegian people, you mention Nazis to them, and they're like, I will fucking kill every Nazi. I will behead them. Like they hate Nazis.
I mean,
Better than
Tell
like,
everyone
who doesn't
everyone
hate
hates Nazis.
Nazis.
But for them,
They've
like
gotten a
they
special-
have like a really big hatred for like Nazis, and they're not like cool with a lot of people.
But you know, as soon as you mention that they have a lot of oil, then it started to make sense. Because I am a history buff, and then Hitler did invade Norway right after he invaded Poland.
Poland, yeah.
But it's like, why Norway? It's oil.
You're especially a World
Oil.
War
Yeah.
II history buff if we're gonna get
Especially World War II
We
history
we both have our areas of
We need-
history
we
that
need
we
to
like.
touch that. We need to touch
have
at some
our areas
point,
of
but
history that
it's
we
just-
like.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the
Yeah.
Renaissance.
But what was also crazy over there is the amount for being such a rich oil country, what they charge for gas. And they charge what was the equivalent, like Norwegian crowns to American dollars. It worked out to be like $6 a liter.
A liter.
Not
Yeah,
even a
no,
gallon.
it's so expensive
a
in
liter.
Europe. All
and
over
you're
Europe
like,
it's
Jesus
expensive.
Christ, for such
I-
a rich oil country.
I did hear that Norway was a very expensive country.
Super expensive, super expensive. The exchange rate when I was there wasn't that bad, but it's usually ridiculous. Like a
it in
glass
your
of
favorite?
wine, it was even for some things, but then for like a glass of wine, it was like $22, like American dollars. And you're like, what? And it was even worse like 2 years ago. That glass of wine would have been like 40 American dollars.
Oh wow.
It's
Can
wild.
be an alcoholic in Norway.
Right?
You can't drive a car, which you need because everything's far
To
away.
go get alcohol.
Yeah.
To go get alcohol, yeah.
Can.
And a lot of, from what I found out too, because their taxes are so high also, a lot of people will actually drive into Sweden and pick up alcohol, food, clothes, and drive back into Norway.
What if that is your reality? Is you say like you go like I heard a lot of people when I was doing the Euro trip last year. People who live close to Germany will drive into Germany to buy groceries and back because Germany
It's
has
so less tax,
it's so
yeah.
less tax and all that. People will do that in France
I
and
mean,
all
yeah,
the
if
border
you're close
countries.
enough to do it.
Yeah.
why
Yeah,
wouldn't
exactly.
you?
People will do that.
Because even I've had friends who live in Sweden, in Stockholm, and when they come visit New York once a year, they'll go out to like Macy's or Bloomingdale's and these big places and buy suits because those clothes over there are 4 times more expensive than they are here. So it's worth it when they're here just to buy it and bring it home than it is just to go buy it there. Like a regular suit
Makes sense.
that we might spend like $200 on over there, it's like $1,000
I
American
wonder-
dollars.
I wonder how much IKEA costs in Sweden.
It must be pretty cheap. It's where
Yeah,
it's
it's
from.
great. It's
So,
where-
if you go to any house in Sweden, it's like everything is just an IKEA room.
A lot of stuff is like that.
I
You
wonder
see,
if they
the
like
same motif.
IKEA, like how they feel about it. You
How they
know?
feel about
IKEA.
IKEA? I don't know.
You know?
I don't know. Like what is something
Hard
that
to
is so
imagine
American? How you feel? Yeah, but that's like that would be like McDonald's or something. Like
Walmart. How do they feel about
Walmart. Yeah, something like that. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I mean, it depends.
So what about you? What about a place outside of?
Yeah, you recently took a whole tour.
I took a nine.
Yeah.
Like last year, we took a 9-week trip across Europe. We drove 6,000 miles. We landed in France. Then we drove from Paris to Quimper. Then from Quimper to Bordeaux. Then from Bordeaux to San Sebastian in Spain. And from San Sebastian to Barcelona.
What are some of what are
I was
the
just
best?
telling
Yeah, I know you're gonna
giving
give
you
us the whole
No,
route.
the whole ride. It's like
We
it's
went
like-
here.
So
here,
basically,
here.
we did France,
6,000
Spain,
miles.
Italy,
Yeah, a lot.
France, Spain, Italy, Switzerland. We crossed Austria to get into Germany. Then we went to Denmark, Sweden, Netherlands, Belgium, and back to France. So some of my favorite places, Copenhagen. Copenhagen is a place I would like to live at some point. I don't know, like it's just like I don't know. I've been there twice already, and it's really wonderful.
What is
I mean,
what is
what's so
something about?
wonderful?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
what's so
anything about
It's-
Copenhagen.
It's first of all, it's an incredibly friendly country. It's expensive too. It is
People-
very expensive.
people-wise, it's friendly.
People-wise, it's very friendly, incredibly friendly, and it's the kind of place where the highest end job and the lowest end job still gives you enough to live a good life. It's a truly socialist country in which if you want to go back to school, the government will actually pay you to go to school. So you can just go there and say like, if you want to continue your education, and anything you study, you can probably find work there, which is where, because the wages are well balanced with the economy. But then again, it's like a 5 million people country, so it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's an easier form of socialism than talking 300 million people
Right.
or like more than that. People are very friendly. There's constantly things to do. Like the city and the people of the city organizes constantly festivals and you know, film festivals, music festivals, food festivals, like anything you want. They're like, and it is still very preserved, because Denmark was one of the few countries that the Nazis didn't destroy completely, because Denmark, the king of Denmark actually said, when the Nazis were coming in, said like, give me a couple of days so I can tell all the Jews to go away so you don't get them, and then let us handle internal issues, but do not come and bomb us. And then, you know, like, it's very well preserved. Like, the Nazis didn't destroy a lot of things, so it having to be rebuilt. So you go to Denmark, you go to Copenhagen, and you still see buildings that are 200, 300 years old. History
So
is
it's like
being-
that
being preserved.
old-timey
Yes,
European
exactly.
feel.
It makes you feel that you are in the heart of some sort of a medieval town mixed with a modern vision.
Which is like what's his name?
And everybody speaks English.
Eddie Izzard said like, yeah, we got castles in Europe, man. That's where the history's from. Yes. You know, and it's true. That's where so much history comes from, is Europe.
Yeah. I shouldn't talk about my least favorite country, because that's not nice.
Yeah, I'm asking you your favorite spot.
Most favorite.
My
Around the
favorite
world.
spots would
And
be
like-
Copenhagen,
Was there
Bruges in Belgium.
Oh yeah.
Gorgeous,
Bruges,
most
Colin
preserved,
a good
most
movie.
preserved medieval town in Europe, and then the Amalfi Coast in Italy.
Is it as
Amalfi
boring as they make it seem in the movie?
It is not. I mean, I can see. I stayed there only for a day and a half.
Depends on the mindset you go in.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. No,
Yeah.
I do see your point. Like, if you like, it's a like, Bruges is a place that you can see in a day. The main things that you need to see, and then after that, I can't imagine spending like more than a few days there, because it becomes that. It becomes a
Yeah.
place like, like, oh, I saw everything. Now, especially if you're younger, then you want to do more activities than probably the city will offer.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
But then again, that my experience was a day and a half, but it was
Yeah.
beautiful. And then Amalfi Coast in Italy, which is like between the city of Naples and Salerno in Italy, and it has little towns like like Positano, Amalfi, like Capri, which is the island. It's gorgeous. It's like whenever you see like the Italian Riviera kind of thing, that is like, it's mountain towns and then the cliffs and the blue water. It's gorgeous over there. It's really gorgeous.
Yeah,
So hot too.
I'm dying to get to Italy. I have some friends over there in Arezzo,
You're kind of
and,
Italian too.
I'm more than half Italian, so I should probably go visit the motherland. But I definitely want to go to Arezzo, Naples, Florence, obviously Rome.
Yeah, I want to explore more of it. I've been to Rome, but I really wanted, like, I went with my dad to Rome for a week, and it was just like, I want to see more. You
Yeah.
know?
Yes.
I wanted to get out. We didn't get a chance to get outside of Rome, which was a pity. But like, I mean, Rome's a very cool place. But like, yeah, I really want to go like Florence and some of the smaller towns. And
the
Amalfi Coast is
real
beautiful.
like Italian.
Yeah, like see real. Italy's got so much cool history and like a very for a single country, some of the most diverse history city to city. You know, because they didn't have feudalism,
Yeah.
so they weren't monotonous like other major European powers. So it's definitely a place that want to go.
So what about other places you've been to?
Places I've been to, I was thinking a little bit while you guys were talking. One of the coolest spots I've ever been to was when I was in Japan. I went to Japan when I was 14, just for a few weeks. We had exchange students that lived with us growing up, so I know a bunch of people in Japan. Shout out to Japan.
Nippon.
And when I was there, I was staying with my sister Eriko's family, and we went to this island off of the west coast of Japan, a little place called Awashima.
Okay.
And it's just like there's a port side, and you drive around, and there's like a little fishing village side. And it's like, it seems like mostly it's just kind of like a vacation thing. There's like little hostels all over. Just really cool. We go snorkeling, get like the shells, cook them for dinner.
Nice.
When I was there one morning, we had this soup. It's the best soup I've ever had in my life.
the
it
best
was-
soup.
It stuck with me. If I had it at 14, I could still like taste it. And they made it. There's like a There's like a fish in it, some kind of
Seafood, yeah.
broth, like a
Makes sense.
like a whole fish, pretty much. No, just deboned. And they make it cold, and then they've got like a pit of rocks, and they just get a hot rock, and they
Throw it
heat the
inside?
soup they throw a rock in the soup, and it
Interesting.
boils it, and like it was just, and we ate it
Magnificent,
communally.
yeah.
Yeah, it was just like a whole communal thing, and it was just magnificent. It was the best thing ever, like best soup I've ever had in my life.
Nice.
And that was just a really cool thing. I feel like, you know, it's maybe a little touristy for the Japanese people, but like in terms of like Americans going to Japan, I don't think it's something a lot of Americans see there. It's like it's just a nice little out of the way little island, because Japan's got hundreds of little islands.
Little islands off the
You know,
mainland.
that's like
yeah.
when they say Japan's as big as California, it's because they add up all that landmass, and like that was just really cool. I mean, Tokyo's amazing and trippy and like full of.
It's like Times Square in New York, times 10.
Yes, it's like the whole city's Times
But you know
Square.
what's cool about
Times
Tokyo is the difference between ultra modern and like ancient.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, there's stuff that's been there. There's temples, 1,000-year-old temple. You know,
In the middle of
you know,
a crazy metropolis.
yeah. Like when I was there, I saw people in like very traditional kimonos next to, you know, pink hair, punk rock looking kids, and it's
They
just
do have a lot of those.
It's just like it's the mix of old and new is something that's a real trip there.
Yeah.
It's kind of, as far as I've ever seen, it's fairly unique to, especially with the extremes that Tokyo has.
Well, I think that's like with most traveling, you know, a lot of people don't get to experience the real places they go
Yeah.
to, because they always go like, oh, I'm gonna go to like I'm gonna go to Tokyo,
You hit the,
and it's
you
like,
hit
all
the
right,
spots,
it's
yeah.
cool, but what about like real Japan, like old
Yeah.
school Japan, or like when I was in Norway, I want to see real Norway. I want to go hiking in the woods. I want to go, you know, up to the mountains. Or like you with Italy, like let's go see all the other little towns and the real history. I think a lot of that gets lost and people get bored with it, but to me it's the most interesting part of traveling.
Even with big cities, it's like that. There's like, you can go to a big city and do the touristy things, but there's also sort of like the other city. It's like Paris is a city I've been to a couple of times. And the first time we went as a family, we did all the touristy things, the Eiffel Tower and like, you know, saw the Arc de Triomphe and did the Louvre and, you know, the really touristy things. And then the second time I went back was like just sort of experiencing Paris.
Yeah.
Just as a city.
Yeah.
You know, walking around, just seeing just like some more random things. It was more laid back, and Paris is a pretty laid back city overall. Like it's got a nice vibe to it.
Never been, want to go.
That's a beautiful city.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the most beautiful
I've
places
heard
ever
there's
been.
actually like people that mop the sidewalks in France.
I didn't see them.
Yeah.
It's crazy
I
to
didn't
drive
see
there. They don't have lanes.
But yeah,
They don't have lanes in the city. Like if you know, like
just like,
there is
oh,
a certain order that people go, but like when you go to the rounds, like there's no like people just go, and it works for them. It works for them, and it works perfectly. But to me, when I was driving there, it was
It's
like
scary
oh
as
my
hell.
god, it's super
Yeah.
scary because like top of that, I don't drive stick
Yeah, I didn't
shift
have
that
to drive
often.
when
It's
I
like
went.
oh wow, it's crazy. Like
Use
like
the
like you
metro.
get like this is why most of these Formula One people that come all from Europe, because in Europe like if you need to learn to drive like that, it's crazy. Schumacher and stuff like
they're
oh,
all
like, yeah.
they're all Formula One drivers out there.
They're all Formula One drivers. I love that. I love that thing. Oh,
so
God.
what about some places you want to go?
Oh, this is good. This
Yeah.
is good.
I mean, I already mentioned that I want to go see more of Italy.
Yeah.
It's definitely a place that I think is worth diving into. I've never, like, outside of Japan, I haven't really seen much of Asia. And, like, Southeast Asia seems very beautiful. You get into, like, you know, Thailand, parts of India. I don't know, where do you want to go?
Japan is one. Japan
Japan.
would be like if somebody came to me and
Highly
said,
recommend.
like
Highly recommend.
what do we like here for free? Would be
There's
Japan.
no more radiation. Come back.
It would be Japan. then beyond that, and you're gonna think that this is kind of like, but I want to go to both poles. I want to go
You
to
wanna
the
go to the
North.
poles?
I want to go to the North Pole. I want
No
to go to the
desire
South
to go
Pole.
to the poles.
I want to just be there. I want to take a picture and say, I've been here. Only because, you know, like who goes there? Like, I just
There
want
are people that work in Antarctica and
I know,
live there.
I know, but that's the thing. I mean,
But
I
the
want
trek
to
to
be.
the pole is like
You need, yeah,
fraught with death.
and if we can expand it a little more, I would like to have the chance to leave the planet at some point.
You wanna get into space.
I want to get into space.
Well, you can. There's that billionaire
There's
that made
SpaceX,
that
right?
yeah, that
SpaceX
rocket.
is growing. You know, maybe by the time we're
I think it's
60,
like $1 million a ticket or something.
But
like
by the
that.
time we're 60,
Yeah.
maybe it'll
Yeah,
be
suborbital flight.
and
Yeah.
maybe
will
we'll
be
have enough
something.
money.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be cheap
You'll
enough.
be able to experience like zero gravity. I want to do that one time.
We may have
you know?
passed the singularity by the time we're 60. So who knows what the world's going to be
Yeah, I
like in
think so.
30 years.
You think so? The
You never know.
singularity. We need to talk about that at some
You
point.
never know.
Hashtag singularity.
Hashtag singularity. Which singularity? People use the word very broadly also. For a word that is singularity, people use it in a wide variety
Yeah.
of ways.
Absolutely.
Space, though, I don't know that I need to go to
Space is the final frontier.
You know, like if there were already colonies to visit, maybe.
Yeah.
Like
If
I don't
it-
know
if
that I
that's not gonna
have
happen
a
in
Like
Right.
desire.
total recall status. Like,
Yeah,
Oh, I
like
love
if
that.
there was
we're
like
going to
colonies on Mars.
Mars. Let's get to Mars.
I need to get to Mars.
Get your ass to Mars.
Get your ass to Mars.
Give them air. I love Arnold.
That may be the worst Arnold impression I've ever heard, though.
I know. I'm not good
So you
at
get to
it.
the chopper.
It's like, what?
You know, get to the chopper. Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Oh, wow, that's really bad.
I'll be back. I don't know. Like it's not natural.
It's not natural to anybody, not even him.
Oh, crazy Austrians.
It's not just the
You gotta love
Austrian,
the
though.
Austrians.
It's like because it's the bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I think is a large part of it.
You
It's
think so?
partly the accent. It's partly the bodybuilding. Because like Stallone also has that like really deep kind of thing, and
He's
he
Italian.
did like a lot of the
He's
Lifting,
Italian.
powerlifting,
lifting.
yeah.
So I think that's got.
Hello,
a part.
Adrian.
You should come on the show, Stallone.
Oh, you gotta love
Come
that.
on the show.
We
You
love
know
you,
you want it.
Stallone.
You gotta love that.
And he's a New Yorker too.
It's just-
Stallone's
Is he?
a New Yorker.
He's a Brooklynian?
Born and bred in New York, bro.
Is he from Brooklyn?
I don't think so.
He has to be.
No, I think he's
No.
Manhattan.
He's Manhattan.
Yeah.
No, Brooklynian?
Dun-dun,
Brook-
dun-dun.
Not a Brooklynite.
Brooklynite.
Not a Brooklynite.
Brooklynite.
So what about you? Places you want to go?
Want to go? I listed a couple. Where else is there? Where is there? Oh, South America.
Where is there?
I
The
have
whole
to,
world.
South America.
I have to go to South
Oh,
America.
how south in South America? I mean, we know already that you have to go to Venezuela at some
I
point.
have to go to
and
Venezuela.
Argentina.
I have to go to Argentina. My girlfriend has family in Argentina,
Mhm.
so there's good sort of excuse to go there. And like they're all about the meat.
Yeah,
in
all about
in- in Argentina.
Argentinian freaking meat.
They have a lot of cows, big cow country, so they're big on meat. And
Argentinians.
Argentine
Gentiles.
style like empanadas are amazing. Just like so, food's a good reason there, but also it's just a cool, very diverse place. So I'd love to go.
It's the Europe of South America.
I would love to see the Andes. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like,
you know,
like Peru,
get a little further.
Yeah, Machu
Peru,
Picchu.
Ecuador.
Machu
Get to
Picchu.
Machu Picchu.
Yep.
My dad and my stepmom have been to Machu Picchu, so I've seen like all their pictures of it and heard stuff about it. It seems like a really cool place, and like they're constantly
It's super trendy.
excavating and like
Yeah.
finding new
Yeah.
things there.
Mhm.
Like it's cool in just a historical sense.
Yeah.
It is kind of trendy, but
It's been like the go-to spot.
Yeah.
Like, let's go to Machu Picchu.
yeah, as far as
man.
like exotic
Yeah.
tourist locations, it's
Mm-hmm.
The Incas.
yeah. I've never been to South America. I've been to Mexico. I was living in San Diego. It's right there.
Yeah.
It's not hard to get to. So I've been to Baja a whole bunch. I've never really been to Central Mexico though.
Mexico City.
Mexico, never been there.
No.
Because there's like jungles in Mexico and like old temples there.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah, the
somewhere
Aztecs.
South America, some Asia. I don't really have a desire to go to Africa.
Not even Egypt.
Really?
Brianna wants to go to Africa. She loves rhinos and elephants. So
She should go soon before
before they're all
hunters
dead, before,
Kill all of them.
before they're all
Yeah.
gone.
Poor Cecil.
I don't know. In Africa, I think Egypt is a most.
Africa seems, I mean, it's so big, and there's like
a lot of
there's a lot of
violence
cool
and
stuff.
a lot of crazy
But yeah, it's
shit.
also like it's very hectic. You know, it's like you have to be careful about when you go and where you go when you're there. They have a lot of beauty, but like I don't have a big itch to go to Africa. I don't know. Maybe someday I'll meet someone who will sell me on it.
Sell you on it, yeah.
But I
Not
haven't.
in
'cause,
Casablanca?
What, just because it's Casablanca?
Because Casablanca is like, you know,
Um,
they should have a statue of Humphrey Bogart in that.
Yeah.
Sure, they should. Yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of people who've been to Egypt, and none of them have ever sold me on it particularly.
Yeah.
You know, it's like impossible to drive there. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, all over there is crazy.
Um,
India too is crazy for their driving.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do like the Darjeeling Limited thing and do a train across
Train ride.
India. That could
Oh,
be
I
cool.
do want to take the Trans-Siberian
Express.
like
Yeah.
express. I want to
Yeah.
I want to go from Moscow to all the way to Siberia in that train. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
The
think
Trans-Siberian
it's
Express.
the Trans-Siberian. that will be cool.
I feel like I would just like play on my computer the whole time.
I mean, yeah, but you know.
Look out the
Yeah,
window occasionally.
Look out the window, yeah.
Mhm.
Get some
You
real
know.
crazy.
But what's cool is I guess it
Russian,
makes stops, right? And then you
Yeah,
like,
it make it,
you
yeah, you
take
do some
little
stops
time.
and stuff, and then before you know, you're in Siberia. Like it's crazy. Like you can say you've been in Siberia. That's awesome.
we went to film school with someone from Siberia.
We did.
Yeah, I don't know. Should I name drop?
I don't know who
name
you're
drop.
talking about.
Maria Suranova.
Sharapova?
Suranova.
No, I don't know.
You know,
I don't. Or at least I don't remember.
little Russian,
Yeah, I mean, I guess. But
talented DP. No.
don't know. Don't.
Yeah, well,
No, remember.
he doesn't remember.
No, I do not remember. I don't.
So I know someone. I know someone from Siberia.
From Siberia.
Yeah, because she was saying I remember she told me that they only had in the town where she was from. I don't remember the exact town, but so they have one TV station. Like,
one TV station.
One TV station. Like she wants to be in film. She's like, yeah, you gotta leave.
Yeah,
do it. There's
I
just-
would say so.
Not a lot of
Stuff going on.
not a lot of people.
Well, the
Yeah.
easiest way to go to Siberia.
Well, now
is
they have a
just-
big hole in the ground, so there's a little more stuff going
They
on.
do.
Yeah, it's like just the
The
random
same
Oh
holes
yeah,
that
yeah.
keeps
the-
open.
that are like, and there's like those are
huge.
popping up all over the world,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's like some crazy
Collapsing.
sci-fi movie.
oh my
Yeah.
God! If kaiju start coming out of those, that would be awesome.
Like Cthulhu's
That would
gonna
be
pop up.
rad. Cthulhu.
The Elder
Like
Gods.
Pacific
Hashtag
Rim.
Cthulhu. Cthulhu's awesome.
Cthulhu for you.
See, for me, I think places that I want to go have always been changing. But lately, I've been having kicks because I've always wanted to do them when I was younger and never ever got to do them. And we're getting older, and I'm like, cool, this shit's got to happen soon, or I'm not gonna be able to do it. But I want to do extensive hiking, like hike the whole entire Pacific Crest Trail.
Where's that
It
go from?
starts in
I don't
Mexico, just over the border, and goes all the way up into Washington. It's like a
Oh, you want to do like a trail
3-month
through
hike.
America? Okay.
Yeah, or the Appalachian Trail is another one which goes from Maine down to Tennessee, and that's a huge one. And there's another one called like the Northeast Trail, and it
I've
goes
heard of that
from somewhere upstate New York, and it goes like around Lake Erie, and it goes near the Canadian border, and goes across into Wyoming.
Oh, wow.
That one I would love to do. And then there's the Camino de Santiago, which goes from the France in Paris, and it goes all the way to the coast of Portugal. And that's only 30 days. And I want to do that. I heard that's like gorgeous. And it's really easy. It's like all flat lands.
Yeah,
And like,
I'd rather do it in like Europe or something. I don't know, America. It does. There are some beautiful spots in America, but it's like I don't know. Maybe just because I've lived in America all my life, I
yeah,
have
but
less
until
desire to like explore it as extensively.
Yeah, I used to think that, but even when I went cross country 10 years ago, I went for 6 months and I was like, wow, I saw a lot of this country. And I basically went like straight across the middle, all the way down to San Diego, all the way across and up. And I've been to Florida, did that drive a million times. And you're still like, cool, I saw everything. No, I didn't.
It's
I
it's a big country.
missed like a lot
huge
of, and there's things that
you
people
been all
still
50?
there's still things that people still tell me they see. They're like, oh, did you see this? And I'm like, no, I never even knew about that.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, you have to go. It's in like the middle of like
Always, you have to.
North Dakota in the middle of nowhere.
Have you been to all 50
but it's
states?
the coolest thing. I've never been to North Dakota, South Dakota. I would like to see Mount
Been
Rushmore.
to North Dakota. One of
Never
the
been to
Dakotas.
either of those.
One of the Dakotas.
I think North.
Not
But
funny.
I've been to every other state.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's a lot more than
Whether
I got.
driving through it, staying in it, visiting people,
I've
something.
flown over too
I've
many
been
times.
to every one.
Yeah, my dad worked for Delta, so like flying was the way
Was huge.
was
yeah.
huge. So like I've been to a bunch of
Oh, I'm
airports
sorry.
all
In
over.
Alaska, I've never been to Alaska, and I want to go.
I'm gonna
really
bring
badly.
I'm gonna bring this to the attention because maybe it's like, but the battery is low on the sound recorder. So do we need to wrap
What's
this
our
up?
time at?
We're at 35.
Oh, it's a little early.
Damn it! Yeah, I don't wanna like. Should we just
it
make a
blinking? Oh,
hiatus
yeah.
and then just change the battery and come back?
I'm gonna
Make
time
it-
out.
Time
Time
in.
in.
Damn it!
So
You
Alaska.
just made noise.
I make it because I don't know the exact thing.
Time in.
In?
Time out. Time in.
Okay, got it.
You sure? You're right.
So, Zach
You
Morris.
got it.
We're
Zach,
good.
yes, I know. I don't
Zach
feel like
Morris?
talking like me. He's awesome.
So
All right,
yes,
Alaska.
Alaska. Never been. Want to go. Want to backpack it. I want to do it when it's nice outside. I had some friends who did it recently, and it just looks fucking awesome there. And I think that's another place I really want to go and see that.
I want to go salmon fishing in the Yemen.
You just wanted to say that. You don't.
How do you take this guy seriously ever?
Take him to what?
sorry.
Do what?
Take him seriously?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Impossible. I have political aspirations, though, so somebody will have to take me
Right
serious at
after
some
the
point.
last episode where you talked about how you wanted to pacify everybody through force, I'm sure it'll go over real well.
I mean,
Your
I
political
do. I
aspirations.
believe in the greater good.
I like how you make yourself laugh so much.
I don't know. There are things that are acknowledged as good. There are things that are acknowledged as bad, and some of the good things I don't think they're good. Some of the bad things I don't think they're bad. So that's all.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
sounds good. So
That was the most general
Anyway.
thing I've ever heard.
anyway, just block him out. Of here for a
Not
minute.
associate politically with me.
And I also have an affinity for tropical islands. I love tropical
My
islands.
brother lives in Hawaii. I need to go visit him.
Been there.
I've been to Hawaii.
I've only been to 2
I
islands.
need to go back.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah.
I've been to Oahu and Kauai. I don't know where your brother lives. Where does he live in Hawaii?
He lives on. Oh no, he's gonna hate me. I'm caught. I want to say Oahu.
The main island that you fly
Yeah,
into.
yeah, I
so
think it was
Oahu.
Oahu.
Yeah.
Oahu?
So I definitely want to check out Maui, Lanai, and Molokai. I want to go check them out. Those are the other 3 islands, and the Big Island too. Fiji. I always wanted to go to Fiji.
Yeah, Fiji.
Bora Bora. I want to go there. Those are all in the Western Pacific.
I would love to go down to the Caribbean and just like island hop
yeah.
in the Caribbean.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot of really cool islands so you can boat from
Jamaica.
one to the other.
Cuba
but those-
now.
but those
Cuba's
are-
a big one. I
those
Oh,
are
want to
yeah,
go to.
opening up, right?
We are allowed to go to Cuba now, and I want to go.
We're allowed to go to Cuba.
Thanks,
I mean, you
Obama.
guys are allowed
Well,
to
we
go
can
to Cuba
finally
now.
fly from the U.S. mainland to Cuba.
Interesting.
You were never allowed to because of the embargo.
Embargo.
Yeah.
Thanks,
That
Obama.
embargo
Yeah.
needs to end.
Nobody's there with
That
you.
embargo needs to.
And already, I think they only said, cool, you can go there now. But I think out of New York, you can only book one. There's one flight a month that goes to Cuba. That's
What?
it. Yeah, it's like very limited. But already, and they knew it was going to happen, and they said it. They were like, watch, because nothing's left there since the 50s.
Yeah,
So
a
there's
lot
all
of
these
old
old
stuff.
classic cars that are American from the 50s. And sure enough, all the
frozen in time.
Europeans and Canadians that have been going there for the past 50 years, they're like, oh, great, we should probably make sure we go again because now that America's allowed to go there, they're going to destroy it. And already people
Yeah.
have been going down there and finding classic cars and taking them and shipping them back
Or
up
just
here.
taking 'em.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
buying them
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shipping
yeah.
them
Can you
back
do
up.
that? I mean, is
And
the embargo works
filmmakers-
both ways?
No, it's done. There's no more embargo act.
Oh, they
That's
Is
why
the
we're allowed
embargo
to go
fully
there.
lifted? I
Are
know
you
we're
sure?
talking to him.
Yeah, and we're already going down there, and they're already making films down there, and it's been like 3 months. and that's how much.
It's been a
they're-
little longer. than
And
that.
guaranteed.
Well, I don't know how long the
And
embargo's
guaranteed
been.
within a year or two, you're gonna start seeing McDonald's down there, and
Of course.
high price hotels. So everyone's going there now before it gets ruined. I would love to go down there, like ASAP.
I wonder how the locals feel about the statement of everything gets ruined, because,
It's like
Is it
anywhere
ruined
else.
for them?
That's
No, I know, it's
why-
just
That's
like,
what I mean. Is it ruined for them?
is it like, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, is it nice for them, or do they want to be just like do they want a McDonald's? Do they want?
No, I don't think they
the
want it. I think
supermarkets
it's like
and the-
anywhere else. They don't want it. They want their stuff preserved. But the problem is it wouldn't be that bad if most Americans weren't so shitty. You
But
know
like
what I mean?
the
I think you-
market
I think you
speaks
take too-
in a sense
I
that
don't know.
like if a McDonald's opens there, it will only flourish if people go there. You know what I mean? It's not just going to
even
be
necessarily that.
tourists,
What I
like-
mean by like
But that's what I mean. Like when
most
when new
people
stuff goes
only
there,
most foreigners only have a problem with Americans. It's not even like on a political standpoint. It's because most Americans are rude as hell. So when they go to countries like even Hawaii, which is
we need
part
to
of
change the
America,
stereotype.
it's part
We
of
need to change
America.
it,
So
right?
that's so weird. That
Do you
never,
feel like
that's
But
no,
never,
is that
but
your
this is what-
experience?
but
that's
this is what-
never been my experience of Americans.
See, that's what I want to know.
Yes,
Coming
but
from a foreign
that-
country.
Yeah, but how many Americans have you literally met?
No, that's the thing.
This
I
is
mean,
what I'm
yes.
saying, because even in Hawaii, I've had a ton of friends that have lived there. My friend and his wife live there now with their kids. And any locals that I've ever met, I was always told when I went there a couple of years ago, I stayed on the bad side of Oahu in the ghetto, and it was a private like little beach condo. And everyone told me you should be careful because they hate white people, the Samoans. And I was like, okay, whatever. But at the time, I had dreadlocks, I have tattoos. I'm like, I don't look like a typical white person. And anyone who I ever met when I was down there that was a local, or people that I still talk to, like through Periscope or other ways, have all said, listen, it's very simple. One word, respect.
Yes.
Like, come here and it's fine. Like, we don't mind that you come here, but don't start throwing your cigarette butts and garbage all over the place and
I
ruining
mean,
our
yeah,
home.
I feel like
That
that's a
makes
good
sense.
rule
Or
in
even
general for
surfers.
travel. Just
Or-
always be. You always have to be
Respectful.
mindful.
But most people aren't. Like they're obnoxiously loud or obnoxiously rude. Or even like in Hawaii, surfing obviously is huge. It's very territorial.
Yeah,
If
I've
you
heard that.
disrespect them in the water, I've had friends that have told me they've seen people get dragged out and beat to shit on the
Oh,
shore.
really?
Yeah, for disrespecting everyone else there and causing potential injury.
I have things to say about this, but I'm gonna bring your attention to that.
All right, what's our time?
All right.
It's 5 minutes. So should we do a timeout again, and then, or should we just close it?
Let's
We'll
close
just
it.
close it. We'll just close up the episode.
Damn it!
But-
I wanted to give you my perspective of,
But a
of
closing-
Americans, like from a foreign perspective.
Well, I think for a
that's fine.
closing thought, let's all get a closing thought in real quick. Go. What's your closing
Do we
thought?
have time? Wait, but maybe, yeah, wait. Like
If you
my
start-
experience of Americans when they have come to my country is that they wanna speak your language, they wanna eat the food that you eat, and I think that the perception that you are giving of the American outside of their borders is just when they try to exercise what they are used to by law here. Like this is like America is a service oriented country where you go and the customer is right. When you go out of America, it doesn't apply to other countries. Other countries do not assume that the customer is right. So they go somewhere and they demand things when things are not as they are in America. That's when you get a rude American. That's when they feel that they're entitled to something that the country is not. It's not its culture to offer.
Sense of
But
entitlement,
beyond that,
shouldn't be
they
there.
want to go where you go. They want to eat what you eat. They want to see what you see, and I find that inclusive.
Well, I think that's true in the sense that there's two types of people that travel. There's the people that want to explore and see the world, and they're the ones that end up being respectful and are the kind you're describing. And there's people who just like want a vacation and treat the world like it's any place I would go on a
Yeah.
vacation is the same.
And
Yeah.
they disrespect it.
Yeah,
And everything
so-
else. Yeah.
It's
you
kind
get-
of like it depends on the mindset of travel.
But you get that in every culture. Like the fact that Americans have the money to travel more often than other countries
Gives us that
is just
reputation.
what gives you that reputation.
Yeah.
But beyond that, I mean, I bet you have rude Germans and rude French people and rude Italians when they go somewhere else. Also, the
Yeah.
thing is that maybe their culture is a little more permissible, and then they go somewhere else and they don't expect to always be like, Oh, there's always like a new roll of toilet paper in the bathroom, opposite to the American hotels, like it's a new one, and then other countries go like, finish the one that you have, and then we'll give you another one. No, you know, like it's that. I think it's that perspective.
And I think my closing thought is that travel is great. I think it's good for everybody.
It is.
I think you should do it more often. There's a whole big world out there. And
Yeah.
You never know
It
when you're
opens
gonna,
the eyes.
and you never know when you're gonna go. So why not see the world, experience different cultures, different people? And I
Yes.
think it's good for the soul to get out there and travel.
The soul.
It's
Yeah.
a
We
good
need to
it's a
talk
good
about-
investment for the soul.
In yourself.
We
Yeah.
need to talk about the soul.
My closing thoughts will be to close out the show. Thank you for watching. Please share it if you can. Follow us, any of us that you like. You can find me on Twitter at John in Paradox.
I'm at Jose in Paradox.
At Papa Piccioni on Instagram and other social media.
Yeah.
Media. Social.
Like the page and
And tune in tomorrow.
tune in tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.
Adios.
Hasta luego.